What's going on, y'all? It's Kerry Hartley here, and I hold millennial moguls accountable for changing the world. I'm here at my Airbnb, and I'm freezing out here in Atlanta. So I just want to show you what my Airbnb looks like, how I believe I set it up so it can be successful, and also I want you to see what it looks like right before we get a guest in. So stay tuned, and I'll show you what it looks like with a quick tour. All right, here we go. So as you walk in, you see we just used the wall for a projector. It was pretty affordable. You can find, it's called 8-man. To be honest, we have a Roku set up there, the remotes are there. So it's really cool, and even if you point the remote at the screen, it'll still change everything. I allow guests to sign into their own Netflix and Hulu. We do provide Wi-Fi, but we do not provide cable. There we have a nice little setup, cool little sign I got at, I think I got it at Target, where you can get the Wi-Fi, and you can have your couch, just a little sitting area. Probably want to add some books there, maybe one day. Got a mirror, just really simple, guys, and a chase chair. Small little table, just so you can have the space. This is really good here because you can have, I have air mattresses here where you can also sleep in the living room, so there's plenty of space, nothing blocking it. Nice little setup in the kitchen, dining room. You got a share. Sometimes I might add a little gifts here and there, some free snacks, or depending on who it is, there's maybe some drinks or whatnot coming in. All right, so the kitchen is really simple. A lot of people don't really use the stove. I was a little nervous at first because it's gas, but things tend to be okay. And then just kind of keep the kitchen as clean as possible. Got a Keurig there, got the microwave, dishwasher, decent side fridge. Yep, and then just keeping it smelling good. Let's head over to the bathroom. So, bathroom. Pretty simple stuff you can get from the dollar store. It just makes people feel more welcome, keeping the tub clean. Everything's just pretty concise. Try to get your towels looking nice, make sure people feel healthy and happy when they come to your Airbnb. The bedroom, queen size bed, nice. Try to keep the white just like hotels do. Lamp on the side, just a nightstand. Got plenty of closet space, a little mirror there if they want to use it. Only thing I'm a little bit disappointed is I put the Wi-Fi box in there because of the way it's wired for cable. Like, this is the only outlet that you have. But other than that, haven't had any problems. And then we have a little bit of a patio space. So, yep, that's really it. Honestly, guys, it does not take a lot. And this right here really is something that people enjoy having. So even if they did have their laptop, truthfully, you can hook it up to HDMI. They can watch the game, they can stream the game on Reddit, whatever have it. If you wanted to do cable, totally up to you, but that option is available. Great, now that you see how simplistic it is, I bet you're wondering like, wow, that's simple, I can do that myself. Of course you can. All I'm doing is replicating what hotels have been successful at doing for decades. And that's just making it simple and efficient for people to live in the space for a short period of time. I'm not trying to create something that someone's gonna live in for the next year. This is short-term rentals. We'd go no more than 14 days. So with that being said, it really does not take a lot. And I wanna also show you the process that I go through to consistently get bookings and to help make sure that my guests are happy. And when they leave better than when they came. And sometimes they may be their first Airbnb, so they leave also with a positive experience at Airbnb. Hey, what's going on? It's Kerry Hartley. I'm the CEO and founder of Hartley Capital Incorporated. I'm also the host of the podcast, Millennial Moguls in the Making. I hold millennials accountable to changing the world. And today I want to talk to you about short-term rentals. Also, underneath the platform that everybody knows is Airbnb hosting. What it has done for me and how it has changed my business partner and I's insight on how we can also make passive income while working with other people who bring something to the table that we may not have. Most people wonder, how do you get into Airbnb? I don't own any properties. I don't have a ton of money. But yeah, I get it. Real estate is always trying to sell you this idea about not having a whole lot of money or having any money and getting started. Well, I want to stand as a testament that it is absolutely true. There is ways that it take work. Heck yeah, because what you have learned is that you can leverage your time and other people leverage their money. Now, will you get to the point where you want to leverage your money? Absolutely, if you're looking to get passive income. But right now, we have nothing but time. So let's dive on in. This is a little bit more of like me just expressing like what I've gone through with Airbnb and then also leaving you with some tips that I feel like can help you get started today, or maybe even take you to the next level. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe below to help grow this channel. I am looking forward to hearing your comments, and I would love to hop in the comments and have discussions. And as always, you always have the complimentary 15-minute call with me if you just want to dive in a little bit deeper. So let's get started. What is Airbnb? Airbnb is a platform where you can host your property, or maybe if you want to work, well, what we're going to talk about today is rent arbitrage, is where you can work with other people who own property, who are having problems finding tenants, and you can work as almost like a property manager, but just for short-term rentals. Now, Airbnb is the platform that allows you to put your property up, say, hey, we have a property. If people come in, I'm in Atlanta. If people want to come here in Atlanta, they would just want to stay because they're going to a concert, going to look at the game, or visit family. You don't have to go to a hotel. You can maybe get more of an experience, or more of an open plan where you have more things that a hotel doesn't offer. Or if you're working the price strategy, maybe it's a little more economic to stay in Airbnb. Now, my experience with Airbnb, and I'll have some videos during this actual, I would say, broadcast on YouTube that'll show you my Airbnb that I have with my partner and I. But this is one way that you can start making money. Why? Because there are landlords every single day, people that get into real estate, that truthfully don't like the process of finding tenants. Maybe they can't afford to get a property manager. Maybe they just don't want a property manager when they started off, but now they're having problems finding good tenants. Or maybe someone is more, I would say, innovative and says, hey, short-term rentals is a great idea because now I could work with somebody that I know I can hold accountable, I can put under a lease, but they're going to do all the work, they're going to do all the hard stuff. And it's in their best interest to keep this property up as best as possible, because that's the way they make their money, and that's the way we have a great tenant and we make money. Now, how we got started in Airbnb is we wanted to find a way that will allow us to get a little bit more extra money outside of our investments of buying properties and selling contracts, and now with me buying apartment complexes. So as we started, it literally took about $5,000. Well, I didn't bring the $5,000. My partner brought the $5,000. We put it together, a plan in hand, and we were like, hey, well, we can put the $5,000 down. I'll do all the work. And then we had a property person that just need their property rented. So with that, we were able to create a deal structure that allowed everyone to kind of win. Now, for this, we just went to the I went to the thrift store, picked up a U-Haul truck, rented it, I got a bed, I got a couch, I got a chase chair, I got maybe a little bit of like decor. I was able to get some kitchen, my dining room table with some chairs. I was able to put up some curtains. I didn't even get a TV. I got a projector, which is a great idea because people will break your TV if you have it in place sometimes, and you can't really break a wall. If you break the wall, then yeah, so we got to fix the wall, of course, but typically someone elbowing or throwing something at a TV, which could happen. I don't want to scare you, but you got to look at the best and the worst case scenarios. I felt like the projector was a cool touch on the property, as well as a great way to save some money. I put the projector behind people where it shouldn't be getting broken anyway, and then boom, you still get a bigger screen and you get a new experience that I did not see a lot standing out. So once we got it all furnished up, the cool thing about putting your short-term rental on Airbnb is they do all the marketing. Airbnb is out here in Atlanta. They have billboards. They're telling people. They're showing up on your timeline. People are talking about it. I myself is I am an affiliate of the program, so I'm telling people about my link, trying to also create more brand awareness and also bring in a commission. So people are pushing, like Airbnb has a system in place to bring people onto the platform. So what you have to do is just stand out on that platform. You don't got to find the masses. You just need to bring the masses in to funnel down to your place and find a way to connect with that constituent so that way you can get a new get a new booking. Your first booking will come pretty fast. Why? Because Airbnb will give you a discount up front. Not to you, but to your guests who are staying. So if you're a new Airbnb, they want you to kind of get things rolling, so they'll automatically tack on a discount. Now, that's great. You might not start making the money you want to make the first time around, but over time, those same people will hopefully leave you a great comment because you want to over deliver. You want to give them royalty, but also in the rental mindset, you're not here to flip a house where somebody's gonna buy this house and keep it forever. You just want to make sure they have a comfortable experience. Here in Atlanta, people are in and out. People are not staying there a long time. Now, the depending on what type of Airbnb situation you might have. Some people have a little bit more advanced strategies where movie stars are staying in town for 3 months. Hey, we have this really big mansion. Let's create the best experience for them, make them feel at home away from home. Yes, but again, based on what you're doing, and if you're just starting off like we were, you're looking for something maybe 2 beds or 1 bed, that 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 2 beds, 2 bath, you know, something that's small enough to get bookings quicker. People book those faster. So when people are booking those faster, they're probably in and out. They're not staying there long term. This is home away from home. It's like a hotel. We just want to be comfortable. We want things to be clean. Towels, you know, fresh linen, making sure things are comfortable. And also with Airbnb, it's all about the bed count. What can you do to make sure that there's enough beds in place for people to stay? They're not looking at, you know, even a 2 bed, 2 bath apartment style like condo, or even if you have a 2 bed, 2 bath house, you could probably fit 4 beds in there. That's not even including the couch in the living room, which is another bed, and maybe an air mattress, depending on how much size. So now you can see if you got 2 twin size beds in each room, that's 4 beds. If you have a couch that'll sleep 2, that's 6 people that can sleep, and maybe even a twin bed air mattress, 7 people. So now you can get a larger booking because there's more people. There's more, obviously, chance that, hey, you're all trying to take advantage of this one little space. Well, you're not trying to squeeze too many people, but it is a matter of how comfortable can these people sleep. So that's a great strategy, right? So now you can reach out to, now this is where we're going to phase into the next step, rental arbitrage. It's where you can speak to the landlords. You can inform them about this process. Now, landlords are looking to get money at the end of every month. They want to make sure their expenses are covered, and there's this line in between there that says, all right, here's my expenses. Boom. Everything above this, as long as we make the expenses, we're fine. Everything above is profit. They want to keep that profit as high and as stable as possible. So you, as an Airbnb host, can show them how you sign in, like with your company. You can do this as a company. That's why being honest, open, and transparent. Keep it high, as you know I like to say. You want to make sure that with this next party, the person that owns the property, you can sell your company. Have an entity in place. Have a game plan. What you're telling them is, look, we carry commercial renters insurance. It's out there. Maybe I can leave a link below to where we use our commercial renters insurance. But look, it's a higher coverage. Airbnb has the $1 million host guarantee, I believe. Hey, we even double back and we even get our own insurance. From there, we're going to clean the property. You're typically, if you have about 5 to 7 or 10 bookings, that's 5 to 7 to 10 times you're going to clean this property thoroughly, because you want every guest to feel like royalty when they walk in. Now, that's something I can sell to a landlord. Hey, how many times you got tenants that clean up 7, 10 times deeply in their place each and every time they're in the house? Not many people do that. Even if you're pretty clean, things happen. You're not going to, you may do the dishes, do the laundry, because those are necessities, but do you really dive in and clean the couch? Do you really clean behind the bed? Do you get all the dust? Do you get it ready for the next stay? Well, obviously you probably don't, because you live there. You're going to be naturally happy with what's happy for you. Another thing that you can tell them about is just the idea that you're willing to sign a 2-year lease. Now, why is that cool? Because one, a 2-year lease is a little more than a year lease, which means, hey, you can count on us at least being here ready to go for like 2 years. Now, outside of that, what you can also do is tell them like, hey, 2 years in, 2 years out, cool. We'll be able to find ways that if we have to get out a little earlier, we will. But if not, hey, we're good here for the long term. These are things that landlords are really important and really care about, because they want to make sure that their properties are going to make as much money as possible at the end of every single month. People say, how do I find a property without even having property? Well, you speak to people's pain points. As people you know are dealing with situations with having vacancies and not getting a whole lot of things, great tenants in, well, hey, those are the perfect people for you to partner with. After this, you will be going to a lease with your company, and now you can go on Airbnb and strictly start marketing. Hey, we're ready to get you in. We're ready to host. Airbnb does all the marketing for you. All you have to do is present the best product on their platform, and people will start coming in. Now, how do you manage that? From your cell phone. That's the coolest part. Your number one person you want to find, or I'd say about 2 to 3 people you want to find, is you want to find a great cleaning crew. Now, I hit up Craigslist. I was able to find someone that referred me to someone that the price made sense. Some people will charge you large amounts. Now, on Airbnb, it allows you to charge for the cleaning. And, of course, you can probably even increase the spread. If you find a good cleaner and you know you want to have supplies, well, if you buy supplies right, you may charge $50 for cleaning. Your cleaning staff, may, depending on the size of your place, may charge about $40. That leaves you with like $10 to buy supplies. Now, from there, you may be able to get a great deal, buy it in bulk, which averages out over a month $5. So that's $5 more to your improvement value to your everyday stay. With that also being said, name your title super cool. Like, you want to have something that stands out. Also, make your pictures as best as possible. Like, I have an iPhone 11 and it's been really well for YouTube. It does very well for photos. But if you don't, I think Airbnb will allow you, after a couple stays, I think you could charge, like, they'll send out a professional photographer to take great pictures of the place. Also, when you're just starting out, the size of the place matters. If you jump into like a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house, you're gonna have to furnish this thing. For us, we went on Craigslist, we went on Facebook Marketplace, we went on Let Go, Offer Up, those places where you'll find a lot of great used products. And people that are moving in and out of Atlanta, at least here, they have some great stuff for a great bargain. I rented a U-Haul and I filled that sucker up, and we got it on Airbnb as quick as possible. Another good tip is to remember what's going on in the city. Here in Atlanta, you want to stay up to date. Like, Thanksgiving is coming up. So one of the biggest things that we want to do is make sure that we can price our place right, and we also may want to change a little bit of things to make it feel more welcoming. If people are here to see family, it's something as small as just a little bit of decorations, maybe changing the floor mat in front of the place, maybe just adding a little bit of a token of appreciation where they're staying. If they're here for a family or if they're working, you get to decide this also in the messaging. So I'm sorry to kind of get off topic, but the second person on your team you want to also have is someone that can fix your place, because things will happen, wear and tear. You want to have a staff member. Now, of course, if you're working with the landlord, they may have someone. You may say, hey, over this course, we'll also pay for repairs. Yes, I'm willing to pay for repairs. I don't own this place, but we will also pay for the repairs that will come along with this. Why? You want to price it out. You want to have some cash reserves when you put in money, and also the money that you're bringing in, you want to pay the taxes, and also you want to have some reserves. So hey, do you have a great maintenance staff that you trust for this property, and will be willing to use them, or will be willing to pay for things that we have to get done? Now, if the roof is old and you got to fix the roof, obviously that's probably a landlord thing. But if you know you had 10 to 20 guests over the span of 30 days, I'm pretty sure that's really pushing it. But just saying, you have a lot of people in, and now your sink is kind of taking a beat and you may need to change the faucet, that's something I would say I'm willing to pay for to keep my landlord happy and also keep my guests happy, because nobody wants a leaky sink or just having a bad experience staying in a hotel or staying in an Airbnb. So number one, cleaning staff. Number two, you want to have somebody that's handy, a professional, maybe contractor that's going to price out pretty reasonable for fixes here and there. Then I'd say number three is probably I kind of serve as this role, but if you really want to make this passive, someone that's going to handle the administration, or just the communication between you and your host. For me, I like to be pretty much on board, like I'm ready to roll. We don't have a large portfolio for our Airbnb at the moment, so it's really easy for me to stay in tune. If I get a message, if I get a booking, what we had to learn is you want to question your guests. You want to figure out what the heck they're in town for. You want to kind of figure these things out. Obviously, you can't discriminate against people based on their race, sex, or even just their ethnicity or whatever age. So they're not going to show you a picture of them. They're going to give you a little bit of basic background at first when they're booking and ask you questions. But what you can do is you can ask in your questionnaire simple things like, hey, how many guests? Can you name the first name and last name of every guest staying with you? What's your occupation? Just letting them know, like, hey, I do this. Kind of just give you a little bit more feel if they have, I would say, just honestly, are they like at a point where they have a job, they're working, this is something that's not too hard. And I won't say you can deny people that just maybe in college, like, hey, I've been in the Airbnb for a spring break, but the person that booked us, allowed us to book with them, they asked us questions, we made them show that, hey, we're responsible, so be it. So same thing with you. From there, what are you in town for? And then also one good thing that you can ask is what made our Airbnb stand out to you? Because a lot of people will say, oh, price, if you're doing the price strategy. But you don't want people just staying here because it's cheap, because they may treat it cheap. So maybe, hey, the location is great. I love that you're walking distance from this store, or walking distance from this food place, or I can hop on the public transportation, get to where I need to within like 2 minutes. Asking them really, and like really just finding ways that really distinguish a great guest from maybe a mediocre guest, which may be still good, or maybe a headache. No bad guest, but a headache, yes. Now, with these three people in place, you can really kill it. Like on your phone, you can have scripts, you can have questionnaires, you can have all of this ready to go. You just press the button and it'll send it over. That's really huge to vet people. It's really huge to have the team in place to get things done, because you're riding on the success that you'll stay occupied enough to make an income for your landlord, for your overhead, which is the landlord, and pay your team, and enough to profit because you're in it to win it, and you want to also make a little money out of it. I think with these tools, you're more than prepared to succeed in Airbnb. Now, how do you find these places, right? Zillow is a great place. You go to For Rent and you look and see how many people have been on this like platform and they're not getting, it's still up for rent. Give them a call, especially if it's somebody that has their own name or number listed as an owner. Hey, like, I see you're leasing this place out. I'd love to check it out. I'm a commercial leaser. And people may click, I hang up, I don't want to do it, right? But some people may be interested. You really want to teach people and like really inform them about this process and show them how it can be very beneficial to their portfolio. Now, this takes persistence. You hit up Facebook Marketplace. Maybe someone's selling a home. You may want to buy that home to do Airbnb yourself, but what you can do is say, hey, I really like this place. I know it can make a ton of like income. I know you can put it up for rent. The location's great. I love the size of it. Can we work something out? Maybe I can rent it out, but I won't be a traditional tenant. Maybe I could be a commercial leaser where I do short-term rentals. I'll sign a longer lease, help make sure that you can get your income every month, even though you want to sell this place. It'll pay down the debt if they have any, or it'll put money in your profit. And maybe we can work out some numbers. If this place can bring in enough money, we can pay down your debt. We can also bring you income in, and I can make a little money. And you know, I have skin in the game because I need this place to be up to tip-top condition in order to lease it out every month to make enough money for us all. Here's some other things. I have commercial insurance. I clean the property 7 to 10 times a month. And I'm also vetting everyone that every time I have someone come in and out, I have a system you can share with them, your questions. You can show with them like how you're gonna make sure that people are really gonna be there for when they say they're gonna be there, doing the things that what they're gonna say they're gonna do. Just meaning being a good guest basically, and just mitigating risk. That person may be like, look, man, I can't sell this place for nothing. I'm getting terrible offers. I'll take you up on it. Now you have another Airbnb underneath your portfolio. You have a partner on you. And if you get the money rolling in, now maybe you could buy the place and own it outright. Starting with no money or low budget. Now you may have to pull a little bit of things together to put some money to furnish the place. Maybe you have a large enough house. And truthfully, you like, yo, I want to get some new furniture anyway. Maybe you're an empty nester and your kids moved out. They didn't take their furniture. Throw that sucker Airbnb, man. A twin bed will go a long way in Airbnb. So if you got it in your closet anywhere or in your garage, probably don't have a bed in your closet. Ha ha ha. But anyway, you know, just use, reuse, recycle. You got family giving away stuff. Hey, can I actually see if you want to do something with that couch in the garage? It's always there. I want to kind of bring it to my business. You get the point. Be creative. So a little longer video than I wanted to create, but just a recap. You can do Airbnb with no money or little to no money because you have the creativity. Most people leverage their time for a job. You can also leverage your time to bring in another income passively. And what other people do is they leverage their money. So you put those two together and now you have a partnership. Finding a partner to maybe bring you on early on money to start getting the furniture you need to pay the first month's rent, because when you move in someplace you probably need a deposit, rent, all those things. Yes. So you working with somebody, hey, come on in, we can split a little bit of profit, or maybe we can do a little small business loan. From there I can pay you off based off of the cash flow projections that we have. Just meaning, hey, we're gonna make this much money off the rent. Best worst case scenario, I can still pay you off in this time. Now you're talking to the owner of the property. You be able to find out how you can inform them about what you bring to the table, why you may be a better tenant than the traditional. So be it. From there, you also put the 3 people in place. You put your great cleaning staff, which you can find on Facebook Marketplace. You can find it on Craigslist. You can ask around. Maybe you could even clean your own properties if you're into that, and you just want to. If you're charging $30 to $50, you know you can do the work and you can supply the place even cheaper. You pocket the money. It's a little side hustle for you on top of the whole organization of having an Airbnb. From there, you want to have the handy person in place. Like if you speaking with a landlord, maybe they have someone say, hey, like what is certain things, like if the roof goes down, excuse me, that's not our fault. But if the faucet is kind of leaky, or we know we got a drywall issue, patch that thing up, we'll pay for it. But can you just tell us who you trust for your properties that we can also go to them? Third is just having that person in place to kind of manage everything. Like for me, that's my role in this. But you may be able to find a VA, which is a virtual assistant, on Fiverr, Gurus, or freelance type of style platforms like Upwork. Help them, train them, show them how they can log in, be a co-host, kind of manage some of the communications, or maybe you have a friend or you got kids. Oh, sorry about that. My phone was about to die, but maybe you have some kids or some other people that may want to help you out. It's all about teamwork, making the dream work. Those are the 3 people that you need, and you can really take this thing to the next level and start bringing in income within this month, maybe even a week. As soon as you get the Airbnb does all the work. They market for you to bring people on the platform. You just need to put the best product, stand out just a little bit, take awesome photos, have a great title, and then be a superstar. Make them feel like royalty, and they'll stay in your place. That's what it's about. I think this will bring in some serious income for you. It can also build you into the process where maybe you're buying properties, or maybe you just do this full time. Or if you want to take it to the experience and do mansions and do whatever have it that Airbnb also offers, then do it. But this is something that's not rocket science, and I know that with these tips and these strategies, you can start crushing in Airbnb today. So my name is Kerry Hartley. I'm the CEO and founder of Hartley Capital. I'm also the host of the podcast, Millennial Moguls in the Making. I hold millennials accountable to changing the world. I hold you accountable, millennial or not, to start making income now on Airbnb. I'll have a link below where you can start hosting today. Outside of that, once you start hosting, man, the world is yours. You start building a brand. You start telling other people what you're doing. Now people come into town anyway. Like I'm in Atlanta. People come into town all the time. Hey, you want someone to stay? I'm an alternative from a hotel. Not telling you to sell yourself cheap, but hey, we offer a great opportunity for you to stay. We offer great prices that's competitive with hotels, and we also give you an experience, more room, and you don't have to worry about being squeezed into a hotel. Airbnb is awesome, man. I just want to hold you accountable to do something great this week. So please like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comments, please tell me about your experience with Airbnb or some of your fares to hosting. And I'll be more than happy to answer any questions I can answer and also just give you motivation. So with that, over and out. I have had pleasure of telling you about Airbnb. Now go do it. Go make some money now and go crush it. You got it.